Hey everybody, I hope you're doing good. I decided to do this video although it is 1 o'clock in the morning and it's 80 degrees out yet. So if you hear the background noise, I have the air conditioner on because it's freaking hot. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Um, I know I talk about a lot of different things on my channel, mostly mental health as well as estranged adult children. But this is a topic that I feel like I really have to address because I'm really stuck in a decision I have to make. Um, David and I both have borderline personality disorder. We both have bipolar. I believe we both have PTSD. And I know that I've mentioned in other videos that we've asked professionals how we can coexist both having the same illnesses, and nobody has any answers. And so now we're trying to figure it out on our own. And it seems like the harder we try, the worse it gets. Um, he'll see a therapist, they'll give him shitty advice. And since we moved, which October will be 2 years, um, it just seems like it's getting worse and worse to the point that I checked into low income housing. Him and I own this house together, but I can't take the yelling and fighting and the distance. I can't take it anymore. And I believe that neither one of us deserve to be living this way. And I don't know what to do about it. Um, Needless to say, I told him tonight about it, that I am checking into low income housing, and we talked a little bit about it, and we didn't really argue about it. If you've watched any of my videos, you know it's always something. Cough, whatever. Anyway, so I've been looking for a place to rent. I put together two separate budgets, his budget, what it would be approximately, and what approximately mine would be if I would move. It's not, I can't say it's not what I want because technically it is. I can't handle this anymore. Um, I just don't, I just can't handle it anymore. And no matter, him and I will come up with an agreement of some sort, and it'll stick for a very short time, and then it'll be back to normal again, or what we call normal. It'll be back to the way it was, and things just seem to be getting worse. And him and I talk and say that, well, we'll talk about it. We won't yell. We won't do that. Okay, so that lasts for a little while, and it doesn't last for very long. Like I said, things seem to be getting worse. Um, he always blames everything on me. He says he doesn't, but he does. Um, I think now that he's been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, that he should find, or he actually tomorrow is going to see a new therapist, and he'll get a new psychiatrist. Sorry, maybe I should have cough drop before I do this. Um, but tomorrow he'll be seeing a new therapist and a new psychiatrist. He won't be seeing a new psychiatrist tomorrow. They do things differently up there. It's the same place I go. But anyway, maybe this therapist will be able to give him some insight on how to deal with this because he is new to it. Maybe he'll be able to get some answers on how to deal and cope with a relationship or being in a relationship with somebody else who also has bipolar and borderline. So I can't say I'm perfect at controlling it, um, and I'm not, I'm sure. I can't think of anything. What I do is shut down. And part of borderline is fight or flight. Either you duke it out, not physically, but you either yell at each other and take it out on each other, or you want to run. And unfortunately, I always want to run. Um, I'll shut down and then I'll be on the hunt to move, or I will take myself out of the situation, which isn't always a bad thing, just to take yourself out of the situation and then go back to it later when you're both more level-headed. That's one way, and we just don't seem to be able to work it out. We duke it out. And me, I shut down. I shut my mouth, and he continues to rage on and yell, and I just am quiet because I know it's not worth it. He will eventually come around, and the thing is I've been told sorry so many times in my life and so much of my life that the word sorry doesn't exist to me. It doesn't mean anything. Um, so when people say they're sorry, it doesn't mean anything to me. It's useless. Um, so, like I said, maybe his new therapist will be able to shed some light on coping with a relationship. Um, my therapist asked me last time, would I walk away? We've been together, not my therapist today. David and I have been together for 8.5 years, and my therapist asked me, would I walk away? And I took a few minutes to think, and I said, yeah. Actually, I said yes, because I just don't feel like this is where I want to be. I don't want to be in this situation. I'm tired of the fighting. I'm tired of, you know, he always says about affection. I just feel like I'm empty, that I don't have any feelings. I don't have a lot of feelings, period. Um, and that's really hard for me because I'm a very emotional person. And to feel like I don't have any emotions is really tough because that just doesn't, it's just not good for me. Um, but how to cope, I guess we will see. Um, I haven't put in an application for low income housing. I haven't put that in yet. I want to wait to see if he is able to talk to his therapist tomorrow. Probably not. It's probably going to be mostly intake, which always takes forever. But, I'm going to wait and see, I guess, what we come up with, him and I. I also see my therapist tomorrow, so I'll be able to talk to him about it again and tell him what David and I talked about, and kind of go from there. Um, I can't say that telling him was a bad thing. Maybe it. I can't say maybe it'll wake him up. Because the thing is, it's not his fault and it's not my fault. It's that we blame each other for it, and we make it each other's fault. But we don't know any other way. So that's the thing. And the thing is, we don't have any intimacy, and I don't feel like that's going to be back anytime soon. Um, and I know that's a hard thing for him, but technically, when a woman gets to a certain age, and it's not a specific age, but when they go through that change, as they always call it, things change. When he had his 3 strokes, he changed. So then I had to try to, get used to that. And I don't know if he had the borderline before that. I didn't really pay attention. Um, but then I started to pay attention more. And that's when I told him he had that. So he was able to, get a diagnosis on that. And now he's going to work on that. And I'm going to work on it myself as well. And that's just it. I told him I have to worry about me and take care of me. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. Um, I'm just tired of the fighting, of the conflicts, and I don't. My stress and my anxiety, it doesn't need it, and I can do without it. Um, I've lived by myself before. I can do it by myself. That makes sense. I don't know. It's 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm tired. As usual, I tend to make these videos when I'm tired because, it must be when I think the best. No. But I guess when it comes to borderline, the only real thing you can do is therapy. And I'm so sick of therapy. I gotta arrange myself. My back has been bad. What else? Oh, my knee. My knee's been a piece of shit, but that's nothing new. That's been 6.5 years now, and it's hard to cope with body pain. And having body pain also makes you not yourself. So I don't think I could find a pain specialist. Um, can't say I'd want one, because a lot of times they make the pain worse. So yeah, it's been a rough night of, I take them out to eat and we have a good meal together and we have a good time together. And we get along, I feel like we get along really well as friends and really good friends. And I know he's going to watch this and that's going to hurt. But after everything we've been through, the intimacy is gone, and usually the friendship is there, but I don't know if there's anything left other than that. And he asked me, and I don't believe I answered him because I don't know what to tell him. I don't want to hurt him, but when things have dissolved, they've dissolved. And what are you supposed to do about it? Um, yeah, it'd probably break his heart. Not to say I feel good about it, but I can't deny the facts either. So I know once that's gone, I really don't know how to rekindle that. I don't know how to bring that back. Um, I suppose talking about it, but we've done that. Um, therapy, but that's useless. Um, So I really don't know. I don't know what to do. So that's why I chose, well, one of my options is to move on and get my own place and still remain not with them, but close. Um, we do have house together, we have bills together, we have responsibilities together. And I'm not saying I'm going to ditch the responsibilities, but we'd work together as a team. But I would still be on my own to just, I've done it before and I was happy then. And then I found him. I found him. I think I found him or he found me. It doesn't matter. But, we were happy for quite a few years. And then he had his strokes and he changed. And I had to get used to that. And I think it was too much of a change that I can't deal with it. I don't know how to deal with it. How can you? I always say it's like if somebody's in a coma for 5 years or 10 years and they come out of it different or you change, how can you rekindle that? Um, I don't feel that I can. I feel like I've not purposefully, but that I've moved on, and you can't help that. You you maybe some people can go back and rekindle things, but um, I don't feel like we could. I feel like things are that far gone, and I'm sorry to say that because we used to have such a good relationship, and our relationship has just gone down the tubes, and I can't see them coming back. I don't know with our relationship with the borderline how he can feel the same way about me that he used to, because I know I've changed probably quite a bit. Um, I walk away. So, unfortunately, I don't have any advice for anybody looking for borderline personality disorder answers. I don't have that because I myself don't know. And I wish I did because maybe things would be different. Maybe things would be easier. Uh, it's just frustrating. So maybe I'll do a video tomorrow night after I talk to my therapist about this and see what he has to say, even though I know he's not going to say jack shit that's going to matter. But you never know. Once in a while, he surprises me. So, just on a side note, I sold my first Amazon book because I write books for Amazon on the side, and I've written 21 books. I know, and I've sold one, but still, I've been doing it since February, and today I checked, and lo and behold, I had sold one, and I'm really proud of that. And if you have any inclination, I don't think that's the word I'm looking for, but whatever, if you have any desire to write novels, poetry, kids books, coloring books, things like that. No, I'm not affiliated with Amazon. I just write books, and then they take their cut and I get my cut, and it's not much, but it gives you something to do. It gets your mind thinking. It gets your mind off of your problems, off of any things that are going on that are bothering you. Um, it just takes your mind off things, and you can kind of go into your own little world. that little world that doesn't exist. No, I'm just kidding. But so I guess that's it for borderline. It sucks. And if you Google the hardest mental health, mental illness, sorry, the hardest mental illness, it's borderline. And it is tough. It is hard when you don't have the answers and you can't get them. So that's that for now. I wish I was happier, but I guess it's not really healthy to stay around somebody who makes you that unhappy. Um, you should be around somebody who makes you happy. And to say he makes me unhappy, I can't say that's false. Because if I was happy, I wouldn't want to leave. And I don't want to leave exactly, but I feel like it's the only choice that I have, unless we can figure out a way to change things, which I don't know. So I'll keep you updated on that and how the therapy goes, and hopefully maybe some miracle will happen that we can get our relationship back on track. But unfortunately, I don't see that happening. And I'm sorry to say that, but that's reality. Um, so until next time.